Hello everybody, welcome to our Wednesday Craft of the Week Instagram Live. I'm so excited to be doing this with you guys. It's our final in our series of things you can find around the house to craft and upcycle and turn into amazing, hi Noreen, she just logged on, amazing gifts that you can give to people. We're focusing on the whole month of December on crafts you can make and then give to your loved ones, because we all love gifts from the heart. And I think that we often associate this with kids. But I think that all the crafts we've done this series, we did our crackers, which are so fun for kids and adults, our DIY crackers. What else have we done? We did our scrub, that was amazing. And we did one more, and I'm totally blanking on it right now. But today, for our final one, I love this because we're all in the holiday scramble. If you have some gifts you still need to get, raise your hand. I totally do. And if you have special people like teachers or grandparents or parents that you need something that you want to do a handmade touch, this is great for adults to give, and this is also so fun for kids. So everybody has extra keys lying around, right? I have keys that I won't get rid of because I'm like, what if this is to something I need? Even though, like, literally, what could it be? It's probably an old apartment key, or when we change the locks at the studio. But repurposing and upcycling these keys into a craft is something that's really fun and cool, and it turns into an awesome sentimental gift. I love what keys represent. Keys to me represent home, security, belonging. Fun little side fact, I have a skeleton key tattoo. And I love what they represent, keys. So we're gonna make, and it's so simple, these key to your heart necklaces or keychains. I wanted to wear mine, but I was afraid you wouldn't be able to see it. Look at how pretty. One side is painted with, ready, nail polish, which is amazing and perfect. And the other is painted with a matte acrylic paint, which is like a deep forest green. And I love both looks. And this nail polish is like my favorite color. It's like a copper rose gold. So if you don't have any acrylic paint lying around, which to be honest, most people don't have that because it is a more permanent paint, a nail polish works great. So I have another key, and I'm going to show you what both sides, how they kind of look. Nail polish, since it's meant to adhere a little stronger to something like hard, like our fingernails, that comes on really vibrant at first when you do it. So if you want to more of a pungent, vibrant colored look, I would go with a nail polish. And here I have an old key. And you know what? It's also fun to not paint it, but I think it's such a cool idea with a pop of color. And if you have somebody who's very New York, which I feel like I am very New York in the regard that I love black and dark colors, painting it like a dark black or like I did this bronze is really cool too. So I'm going to show you what it looks like with the nail polish. Right away, the color is very vibrant. You almost only need one coat. And if you want to seal it and make it shiny, you can use a clear top coat nail polish. But ooh, I love this deep red. It looks so cool. And if you wanted to just leave it plain, you can literally just leave it the color. But if you have a thin paintbrush and you want to paint somebody's name, or I love the idea of a special number that you paint on the key, your whoever you're giving to's birthday, or their lucky number, or the day and year you met, if you're best friends, or an anniversary. And I know this can seem like a Valentine's Day gift. I just love the idea for the holidays too. So look at how vibrant and beautiful this red nail polish looks. I think this might be the same nail polish on my fingers, but I love it. And then even though it's not dry, I just want to show you guys what it's going to look like with the matte finish of the acrylic paint. If you did a metallic would be cool. Maybe I'll show you half and half. Because it's a metallic acrylic, you need a few coats for it to really pop up. So let's start with that. I'm going to do half the key and just a thin coat of gold. And it kind of looks cool. I'll hold it up so you can see. Just this one coat is just a nice touch of a little golden sparkle. And then I'm going to do the bottom half of the key in a black. And then we'll let that dry, because the nail polish will dry pretty true to what you see. This will dry a little bit more, like I said, have not as much of a shiny finished look, which I think is kind of cool, like a rusty key. So we'll paint the bottom of this black. looks so cool. And maybe on top of the gold, just so you guys can see. I don't have a very thin paintbrush. Maybe I have, oh, I do behind me. Thank goodness. I'm glad my daughter's painted. I'm gonna do like, maybe I'll do a cursive letter L. And I love even just the one letter, I think is pretty cool. And you know what, guys? This is a fun little tip. This is a paintbrush that I didn't wash in time, and it's hardened, and I saved it because it's so easy to paint with it, details and letters. To kind of just like tap it, do quick little dots to make a letter, and drag the paint, versus trying to paint it with a fluffy paintbrush. This hard tip kind of works out in my favor. Okay, so I'll show you that key in a second, but I want to show you something really cool if you want to add something to it. I love just a key and an old chain. How many of you have gold or silver jewelry chains laying around that you don't use but you could repurpose as a gift? I love that. So this one has some really cool, fun clay beads next to it. And I used to do this all the time when I was little. If you loved doing Sculpey, that polymer or clay that you put in the oven and bake, like, you're with me. I loved this when I was a kid. And I just made these with my daughters for the holidays. We're gonna bead some last minute bracelets. And I thought it would be such a fun little add-on to our keys. So basically, any bakeable clay, or if you have Model Magic, we do that in the studio, which is shout out to Crayola. And there's a lot of different companies who make the same type of fluffy, like cotton-like air dry clay. So you just need a clay that will either bake or air dry so it hardens. And so all you do is I'm gonna do, let's see, I'm gonna go with my cool, like kind of adult theme. I'm gonna do my gray, I'm gonna do my black, and maybe I'll add a little bit of red in there. And what you're gonna do is you are going to take and first make them into like little logs, and then you're gonna slice them. So I have a gray log, first by rolling it into a ball. At the craft studio, we sing rollin' our clay, rollin', rollin', rollin' our clay, and magically when you're done singing that, you have a ball. And then I swish it into like a snake, about the same size, like little log. And then lastly, the red. And this is so fun. So all I'm gonna do is I'm gonna take my beads, or sorry, not my beads, it's not a bead yet, my little logs of clay, and I'm gonna slice a few of each color. Got a few black, and meanwhile our key is drying. I can't wait to show you. 1, 2, 3. And what's cool is you'll see, guys, when you paint your keys, that depending on what the original color of the key is, it will look a little different, like a silver key versus a bronze key. Okay, so now I've sliced the little clay logs, and I'm just gonna stack together a black, maybe the gray in the middle, and the red on the end. So I have these 3 little pieces, if you guys can see. And then I'm just gonna roll it in my hands. And then I'm gonna roll it on the table. And the more you roll, the more the colors will swirl together, which is so cool. And this just happened just from stacking those 3 slices together. Look at how cool. I only did it for a few seconds, but look at my cool swirled bead. And you can make a few of those to flank your keys. I'm gonna make a couple more. And then what you do is you just kind of take your toothpick, which I think I may or may not have put that on our list of supplies, and I don't have one sitting in front of me, so sorry, but I have some in my cupboard, and you could do it after, and you just poke a nice hole through the bead. And then I have to bake this clay. If you have air dry clay, you just set it aside, but it's so fun. I put the 3 different colors together, and I put it on the table, and I swirl it, or you can do it in your hands. And the faster you go, the more kind of tie-dye swirlish it gets. And whatever shape you like, and then you'll poke your holes with your toothpicks, and you'll bake them or you'll let them dry. And it'll look so kind of cool with our key. And let me just show you, I'll lift this wax paper right up, how cool my key is looking. Pretty awesome, right? And then when you're done, like I said, find either a piece of, I'm just using, this one is on embroidery floss, but if you find an old necklace or something, it's such a sweet gesture. I love this. I have actual jewelry that I've spent like money on that is made out of old keys. And again, I think it's just a nice gesture of, you know, especially in 2020, even if we can't be together, I'm thinking of you, security, love, home, safety. And we just thought it was a nice end to our December series of gifting crafts. We'll be back next Wednesday with a really fun New Year's craft. I hope everybody has a beautiful couple days, whatever you celebrate. Enjoy some time with your family. And thanks so much for crafting with me. And if you make this, make sure you send us a DM so we can see it. And if you have any questions, feel free to message us as well. Thanks so much for joining us, guys. Happy holidays.